Oh, hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I hope I don't have any weird stuff on the screen. I always put weird stuff on the screen. Nope, we're normal. Hey everyone, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Let me just add a little thingy on the screen. Hey guys, I really hope you are doing well. I really hope you're doing well and you're having a lovely Saturday, I think. Yeah, I am sick. I don't know what it is. Ash has tonsillitis, and I was snuggling up with him when he was sick. But I don't think it's tonsillitis, honestly. I think it's just like sick. I think I'm just mangy, you know, like groggy. So sorry I sound weird, or if I like yeah. Sorry I sound weird, or I like have to mute for a sec. I'm probably just blowing my nose or coughing or something. But I'm freshly back from my trip, and I'm freshly back from my little break that I took. Oh, the game is very muted. And this is not gonna be like a super energetic stream or anything. I actually just wanted to like this is not gonna be a super energetic stream or anything. But I'm fresh off the trip, and I don't know if I'm gonna get sorry, even my brain feels really foggy, and like all my limbs hurt. But sorry, I'm not here to complain. I don't know if I'm gonna get better or worse in the coming days. So I wanna stream and say hey to you guys. While I still have my voice, I don't know if my voice is gonna stay with me or not. I don't know, because last night I lost my voice, and that sucked a lot. Can I get closer to my microphone somehow? I feel like you guys can't hear me. I feel bad about that, but like I really I can't speak very well. Anyway, yeah, it was really lovely getting to go to Japan. And if you don't know, a bunch of Lifesteal members went to Japan. I actually don't want to play survival Minecraft. I just want to be creative. A bunch of us went to Japan, and it was so awesome getting to see everybody. It was so like just refreshing and lovely getting to see everyone. after so long of not seeing them. Last time I saw them was, I think, like last October, so it has been a little while. Is she saying anything, or is my audio screwed up? Okay, everyone can definitely hear me. It's just your audio. I did vlog it, and I'm gonna make that soon. But I do need some time to rest because I'm sick. I just feel like blah. Yeah, it was so nice getting to see everybody again. But before that, I did take another break. Like before we went to Japan, I like took a week or so off, or 10 days, however long it was. Because I just really needed some, like, I just needed to breathe, you know? I really just needed to breathe. I made a cup of tea as well. Let's try and take a sip. Oh, that is too hot. Whew. Yeah, that is too hot. I really just needed a break. And when I was in Japan, I got to talk to Rekrap quite a bit. Or not quite a bit, but I got to talk to him a little bit. And he's really inspirational in a lot of ways, and I definitely look up to him quite a bit. And something Rekrap does is he has this second YouTube channel where he's just sort of open and talks about like his life, how things are going in real life for him, things he's been through. And I've always really admired that about Rek, that he's able to be so open and honest, because he talks about things that like none of us, or at least me personally, I would never be comfortable enough to share, and you know, I'm too shy for that kind of thing. And I really admire him for it, because when you watch those videos, it's even though he's talking about like stressful stuff or funny stuff or whatever it may be, these life stories, it's kind of comforting in a way to hear someone else, you know, like see this human side of him, right? Like he struggles too, he goes through difficult stuff too, he you know, he's just a person. And I've always been like pretty awestruck by that he's able to do that and be so honest. And sorry, if I sound weird, it's because I'm sick and I can't breathe through my nose, so I have to keep taking moments to like breathe through my mouth. That's not because I'm like having a panic attack or anything, so don't freak out. I'm just sick and I can't like breathe while I'm speaking, so I gotta just get oxygen for a quick second. I'm basically fine. I just have to like have an oxygen moment. Anyway, yeah, I was really inspired, and I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, I want to do that as well, because I just think it'll be nice to be more open, and I want to, you know, when I watch his videos, I feel a sense of comfort knowing that he goes through the same struggles as me, and I feel seen in a way, like, yeah, I've been through this too. And the people in the comments form their own little community, and it's like, oh, I had this as well. And I think Zam, she did something similar recently, where she made a video talking about her religion and her background, like her nationality, and I think that also really resonated with people. So I'm hopping on the bandwagon, and I want to be honest as well. Although I don't, my second channel is like memes and like funny videos, so I'm not doing a single channel. I'm just gonna go live and do it instead. I don't have a script or anything, so I'm just speaking from my heart and my own like recollection. So if it sounds a little weird or like not like out of order or something, I am sick and I'm not speaking with a script. But I did want to just be honest with you guys while I still have my voice. And yes, Zam uses all pronouns, so he, they, she's cool with all of them, or he's cool with all of them. So yeah, and Rek mentioned that you shouldn't talk about something while it's still ongoing, like you should be through it. And that's what I took my break for. I put, for those who don't know, on YouTube, I put a post saying, I'm just not feeling 100% right now, I'm going to take a little bit of time off, see you guys later. And that was because there was a bunch of stuff going on in my real life and online that it was just getting like overwhelming. It was getting overwhelming, and I genuinely just needed to take, like, I just needed to collect myself a little bit, you know? Like, I needed to just disconnect and relax and just meditate. I really needed to just meditate. So, I'm definitely, like, more at peace. I'm gonna get into it, of course, that's what the stream is about. I'm gonna get into it. I'm definitely more at peace. Like what Rekrap said, like, don't don't get too into anything if you're, still going through it. I'm definitely more at peace, but like with Zam stuff, I feel like talking about it hopefully will, like, other people will hopefully like identify with it, and other people, if they've experienced something similar, will find comfort in knowing that, like, they're not the only one, or like they're not the only person going through this stuff. I'm gonna minimize chat, by the way. So like I can't see chat. I could kind of see it out the corner of my eye, but I've closed it now. I cannot see chat whatsoever. So if mods, any of you need me, I'll pull up Discord on my other screen. Genuinely just DM me on Discord and I'll be like, all right. Because I just want to speak and not worry about, like, whatever people are saying in chat, like, where's Clown Pierce, or can you log on to Instagram, or whatever the heck people say in chat. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the reason I took a break, because it was something that was really, really stressful for me, and something I had experienced before, but, like, not to this, like, scale and level. And I'm not the only person who's been through this, so I do want to talk about it so that other people can feel seen and heard. Now, let me, like, be super clear. I'm not going live. I'm not saying any of this stuff because I'm mad at anyone. And I'm not saying any of this stuff because I think someone's done anything wrong. This isn't, like, a call-out stream or anything. This is just me talking about my own experiences, both to get it off my chest and because I know there are other people who have been through similar stuff. And I think it might, be helpful to, like, hear it from someone who maybe you look up to, or just watch streams every now and again. I think it would just be nice to be able to have these kinds of conversations, even if it's really hard. Zam can do it, Rhett can do it, I can do it too. That's how I feel. So I don't have any grudge or, like, anger towards anybody whatsoever. Nobody's done anything, like, malicious, nothing like that. So don't freak out, and definitely don't, like, be mean to anyone. So the reason I took a break was because of when Ash joined QSMP. It wasn't just that. In real life, I had a bunch of, like, crazy things going on in real life. Actually, like crazy things going on in real life. Like, even that stuff from real life would have been enough to, leave someone, just needing a few days off, just to collect themselves. But this was what I'm about to talk about. This was kind of like the cherry on the top, where I was like, okay, I just need to, like, I need a minute. And what I specifically mean is, okay, context, QSMP is this, like, multilingual server with a bunch of really big, goated content creators from all over the world, and Ashrag is my boyfriend. We've been dating for a couple years. And he joined the server, like, a month or two ago, a few weeks ago, I don't know, like a little while ago. And as his girlfriend, but as someone who's not on the server, I all of a sudden started getting a lot of, like, weird comments directed at me that it's not like it was stuff that I had never seen before, but it was at a scale and a magnitude that I was, like, completely not used to, and it was, like, just a shock to my system. And with everything I had going on in real life that I'm not going to get into because it's just private IRL stuff, like, it has nothing, the other stuff has nothing to do with Minecraft, nothing to do with YouTube, like, genuinely just family stuff. It was just, like, a shock, and I was like, I just need to tap out for a bit. And specifically, what I mean is I was getting weird and sometimes hateful comments towards me based on my gender, which was obviously not, like, enjoyable for me. And there's multiple, like, facets to it. Now, let me just, like, remind and be clear, this is not Ashwag's fault, not Quackity's fault, not any of the fans' fault, not any content creators' fault. It's just the way the world is. People are weird towards women a lot of the time. And this was just, like, I never experienced it on this scale before. And it was quite a shock. So I'm a YouTuber. I've got 1.2 million subscribers, and I've been doing it for 6 years. I'm really proud of what I've created and what I've achieved. And this industry, gaming as a whole, is very male-centered. It's extremely male-centered. Even the stuff that I'm part of is very male-dominated. Like, take Lifestyle SMP, we have, 4 or 5 girls out of 30? It's barely any. But I've always been proud of the fact that I've been able to carve out a safe space and be able to carve out my own channel and sort of like make it as a woman. But I've always tried to make it clear that it doesn't matter if I'm a girl or a boy. It doesn't matter what gender I am. It matters that I can make you laugh and make you smile, and it just so happens that I am a feminine content creator. And I hope people can, children can understand that it doesn't matter if someone is a boy or girl or whatever it is. It just matters that, they're nice or they make you laugh. Like, it doesn't, we're all equal. That's my point. We're all equal. Let me have a sip of my tea. Let me see if it's too hot. It's lemon and ginger, which is supposed to be good for your throat. Not that I can see anybody who's asking. But when my boyfriend joined this, like, super large server that has, like, millions of fans who have never heard of either of us, all of a sudden, there were hundreds of thousands of people who just knew me as Ashwag's girlfriend. And that really, like, hit me. I was really, just, like, stunned, because that's how these people know me now. They just know me as somebody's girlfriend. And I've spent years and so much passion and so much dedication working really hard to be on equal footing with my male peers in this community. And I'm sure many other, non-male content creators feel the same way. Like, you really have to work hard to be seen as, even close to equal. So seeing so many people just know me as Ashwag's girlfriend kind of was like having cold water thrown on my face. It was a bit of a shock, but that's not it. This is like the intro to it. That's not like what made me go, hold on, I need a break. It definitely sucked. Like, okay. And it's not something I can change. I can't say to these guys, like, hey guys, I'm also a content creator. And I'm not complaining about that. It was just something that I hadn't really mentally prepared myself for. I probably should have. And now I know, like, this was the first time this has happened. Like, me and Ash, we've always been on the same stuff. So this was the first time, like, we've been in totally separate communities. I know he's been on, like, the Realm and Unstable, but the fan bases are so similar that everybody, like, I didn't get any weird comments because I think the majority of people were familiar with me. But because this was so different, it led to this where I was completely unprepared for people treating me differently and really weirdly because of my gender. And it wasn't just that I was like, oh, I'm just someone's girlfriend. That sucks. There was more to it than that. I am genderqueer. And this isn't like a new revelation. This isn't me coming out. I've always been genderqueer since I started my channel. Since before I started my channel, I've always been flexible and open, and I just try and have fun with my gender identity. I know for a lot of people, they want to identify with one thing, like male or female or non-binary. But for me, I'm pretty open with it. I just try and have fun and go with whatever is comfortable, whatever is... Honestly, sometimes whatever is even funniest. I'm comfortable with feminine terms. I'm comfortable with, and I'm happy with gender neutral terms. You can call me a woman. You can call me non-binary. I'm totally okay with both of those things. Not too big of a fan of the masculine stuff, but if it's funny, then go for it. I truly don't care. And my character, Squiddo, this little orange creature, any gender, I don't care. I want any kid to be able to see this character and identify with it and feel like they could do this stuff too. They could also play on a big SMP. They can also explore these fun worlds. They can do any of this stuff that I can do. But having this, like, large wave of people just know me as girlfriend, it kind of, like, took that agency away from me of being able to describe my own gender. And I'm totally okay with being called Ash's girlfriend because I'm his girlfriend. I'm okay with being referred to as girlfriend because I'm a girlfriend. But there's more to me than that. I'm okay with being described with a girl, but I'm also okay with being described as non-binary. I like to have fun with these kinds of things. But I don't have any control over the way that these people perceive my gender. And being called somebody's girlfriend comes with preconceived notions and prejudices and ideas that we don't necessarily control. We don't necessarily like consciously have these beliefs, but they're still there and they're now like taxed to me. And I can't really do anything to change that. Like when you say girlfriend, like you got a gamer guy and he has a girlfriend. Best case scenario, you maybe imagine like a cozy streamer, like a comfort streamer who plays Animal Crossing and, you know, plays The Sims. Worst case, you think I'm some like private offline person who doesn't know anything about gaming. I'm not saying everybody thinks this, and I'm not saying that's how it is. I'm just saying these are some of the stereotypes that exist for women in gaming. And not only do those things not apply to me, it made it feel like, because that's all I was being seen as, it still hurt the same as being misgendered, which doesn't really make a lot of sense because I wasn't. Like, yeah, I'm totally okay with being called a girl, but these people don't know that I'm not just a girl, you know? There's more to me than that. And I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at Ashbag. I'm not mad at anybody that has called me Ash's girlfriend, because I am. I am. I'm not upset whatsoever. But it still was overwhelming for me to see all these people just label me as girlfriend when there's more to me than that. And also, I'm genderqueer, but I don't get that saying things. I don't get the say to be like, by the way, I'm these are my pronouns, these are the things I'm comfortable with. Which was really just overwhelming. And I absolutely could have just written a tweet being like, hey to all of the new fans who have found me, this is my identity, like here's my pronouns. But it was so much at once that my mind was kind of just blanking, like, oh my god, what is going on? And I didn't really think about it, which is why I needed to just like go to bed for a little while and, you know, go outside for a little while just to clear my mind. Sorry, that's me breathing heavily because I have tonsillitis and I can't breathe through my nose. Just to clear my mind and, you know, like see things clearly. But like all at once it was like, whoa, I really didn't expect this. I don't know how to react to this. It was a lot of like, I don't know how to react to this. And I'm uncomfortable. I'm confused. I don't, what's going on? I just got to take a step back. It was like that. But that's not all. I started getting really like bizarre comments that I have seen made about me before, but it was on a bigger scale. And I'm not trying to blame this as like the QSMP fandom is evil or anything like that. Absolutely not, because this has happened to me in other places. QSMP is just bigger. That's it. It's just bigger. Sipping my tea because my throat kind of hurts. I don't look up like fandom discourse or anything, but I am Squiddo. So sometimes when I'll open Twitter or, you know, TikTok or whatever to just look at funny memes or like, I don't know, digital circus theories or whatever I'm looking up, sometimes I will get shown posts about me because I am me. It thinks, oh, Squiddo fan, here's the Squiddo post, even though I am Squiddo. And I started seeing comments from people, and it was mostly Spanish people, but I speak Spanish, so, you know, I understand these things. And it was to the tune, I'm not like quoting any direct post or anything, but it was kind of to the tune of like, it was like, Squiddo is getting in the way of these ships. It was like, aw, Ash and whoever are so cute as a couple. Oh, if only Squiddo weren't there, we'd be allowed to ship them. Or like, oh, Squiddo forced Ash to say that he isn't comfortable with shipping. And like, I wish I could. And people just, the general vibe was like, I wish Squiddo wasn't there so that I could ship Ash, and people saying that I was getting in the way, and I was like ruining their fun. Like I was ruining their fun, and assuming I'd like forced Ash to never flirt with anyone or something. And it really hurt knowing that that's how thousands of people who I can't even like talk to, I can't even like introduce myself to, like, nice to meet you, I'm this is me. That's how thousands of people see me, as an obstacle. I didn't even do anything. I'm not even on the server. I've never been on the server. All I've done is exist and be a woman. And I was getting people wishing me out of existence because I was getting in the way of their Minecraft yaoi roleplay. It feels crazy saying it, but it was really upsetting to see that's all I was reduced to, like nothing. After spending so many years working so hard, you know, I even managed to surpass Ash. I never mentioned it to him because that would be weird, but I worked so hard and I never thought I could do that. But I managed to go above and beyond somebody who I really looked up to and really admired. To then just, you know, not even a few days later, just be reduced to like, oh, if only Squiddo wrote one that she's getting in the way of whatever it is. I don't know the ships. Which really disheartened me a lot. It really disheartened me a lot. Because I felt ashamed in myself. I felt ashamed in myself because part of the reason I am a YouTuber and I do the stuff I do is because when I was a kid, there were not a lot of female role models. All of my people who I looked up to on YouTube were guys. And the people who were girls, this is just my own personal experience. I'm not saying this is the way things are. It's just the experience I had as a child personally. The people who I watched and who I was aware of as a kid who were female gamers, it was a thing that they were a girl, you know? Like, they were a girly gamer, and that was, you know, like, their brand, and that was a rarity. Like, that was an exception. Girls aren't usually gamers, but this one is, whoa. And that's all I had to look up to. And I wanted to help change that. I wanted to show that it doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do anything. Especially if you're a girl, though. You don't have to be worried about things. You don't have to reduce yourself to, oh, I'm a girl and I play games. You can do all the same stuff that guys do. And I felt like I had betrayed those people. I felt like I had betrayed those young girls who watch my videos, because what message is this sending to them? I've spent all these years trying my best to make my content welcoming for everybody. Make sure anybody can feel seen, including girls. Making sure everybody feels equal. Just to now know that, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter if I surpass even the people I look up to, my peers. It doesn't matter if I post more. It doesn't matter if I have more views. It doesn't matter if I have more subscribers. It doesn't matter any of that. Because at the end of the day, you still just get seen as someone's girlfriend. Doesn't that suck? All that work just to be a nameless, faceless girlfriend. And it's not anybody's fault. I'm not angry at whoever. I'm not angry at anybody whatsoever. None of this is anybody's fault. It's just the way that the world works, that women get seen as lesser, I suppose, as lesser. That they get taken less seriously and not considered. And I felt so guilty for those young girls who watch my videos that I felt like I was sending a message to them. And the message I was sending was, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you're just going to be seen as someone's girlfriend. Which was, I felt really ashamed because of that. And I really struggled with how to, like, process that. Okay, I just got a DM on Discord. I was just checking it wasn't one of the mods, being like, chat, or the stream crashed or something. yeah, I felt really, really like I had let down those people. Like, I needed to work harder. I needed to take more opportunities. I should have said yes to Unstable Universe so that there could be a female protagonist, so that they could see that, girls could do it. But, like, I didn't know. I was really, really hard on myself. I was really hard on myself because I felt so overwhelmed. Like, I didn't know Unstable was going to get big. I thought it was one video. I thought Unstable was, like, one scripted video, and that was it. I can't beat myself up over that, but I still did, and I still felt really guilty over not being more and not doing more. Even though I've already achieved so much, and I hope I've already inspired a few people. I don't know if I have, but I hope there's a few girls out there who feel seen. It was a very, very bizarre experience. And it's not the first time it happened. When Ash and I revealed that we were dating, now this was a very small minority, I think. At the very least, they were trying to keep it hidden, but I still see it sometimes because it has my name in it or something like that. When Ash and I revealed that we were dating, I saw people making comments about me, saying things like, I'm ruining Ash's content, or I shouldn't have been added to Lifesteal, or like I was a pick-me. And the weirdest one I saw, like the weirdest was that I was, and I quote, ruining swag dunes. That's what these people were thinking about. I'm a human being. I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings, and I try my best to make content that people can enjoy and cheer them up when they're sad. And that's what these people, I'm not saying it was a lot, but some people, was that I was ruining a made-up gay ship on Minecraft Lifesteal. That's all I was to some of these people, an obstacle, because I was a woman. And it was a blow, but it was so, like, subdued in comparison to people being like, so happy for you guys, that it didn't get to me at all. I was like, whatever, you guys. But with QSMP, I'm not trying to say it's been easy for Ash, by the way. He has also received, I mean, I've spoken to him. I don't look at the community. This is just from me speaking to him. I think he's also gotten quite a bit of backlash based on just his personality, his nationality. It's not been sunshine and cupcakes for him either. But there have certainly been positives to it, like he's received so much love and so much visibility, and from what it sounds like, he's been able to make so many amazing new friends. But for me, I haven't had anything like that, and not just that. I didn't consent to any of this. With Ash, he was able to join QSMP understanding, okay, there's going to be upsides, there's going to be downsides. I didn't get to consent or know about any of this. This is something that's just happened to me because. Which has been really weird, and it kind of sucks. And I ended up thinking to myself, when are we gonna be celebrated for who we are? Being a woman, being genderqueer, being me is something I feel like I have to suppress a lot of the time. Especially on YouTube, you get kids who just won't watch you because you're female and they see female as lesser. And, it's mostly just, like 5-year-olds who doom scroll Andrew Tate shorts or whatever, but they still exist, and there's still, people our age who think this way. And I just thought, I realized, we're never gonna get anything like that. We're never gonna be treated the same as men. And then I started to think even more. A lot of the content that I produce is with other guys, but that's because they're my friends. I never really thought about it. Like, they're just my friends, they're just my friends who are just having a fun time. But I thought about it. Why do people like my stuff? They like me and Ashwag. They like me and Wembu. They like me and Whiffies. But do they like me? Or do they just like me in relativity to this guy who they like more? Because, you know, that's what I was seeing. That's what I was seeing. I was seeing myself only existing in relativity to a man, just as the girlfriend. So many people didn't even know my name. I was just the girlfriend. And that's not anybody's fault. It's not something that needs to be amended. It's just something that overwhelmed me, and I want to talk about it because I don't know if anybody else has gone through anything similar. But realizing that a lot of people only liked me in relativity to a man who they liked more was really sort of spirit crushing. And I considered just quitting. I thought, what is the point? What is the point if I do this because I want to inspire young girls and I want to show people that men, women, whatever gender you are, we can all be equal. We can all achieve the same things. What's the point if people don't see me like that? What's the point if they're only watching me because they like the guy? And that's also part of what just, you know, really bummed me out. And of course I have taken, you know, like I took a really long break. I'm not still like thinking that, but it was like this spiral of seeing people, of being Ash's nameless girlfriend, of being gendered as just a woman when that's not how I identify, of people treating me weirdly because I was getting in the way of ships, and like just people being weird to me in general because I was somebody's girlfriend. It kind of just like overwhelmed my brain, and I really wasn't sort of thinking clearly. I wasn't thinking straight, and it was just really overwhelming. And I was like, this is too much. Yeah, I thought about genuinely just quitting. I'm like, what's the point if I'm just gonna be somebody's girlfriend? What's the point if us women are never gonna be treated the same? What's the point if I'm always gonna get hate for being a woman? What's the point? And I really had to think about it. I really needed that time off to reflect. And I have taken the time off. This isn't me saying this now. This isn't me like, chat, what are the answers? This is just me talking about what I went through like a month ago. Let me have a sip of my tea. The tea is really helping my throat. Yeah. And I know that it's not just me who experiences this, because when I was in Japan, I spoke to Jumper Who. And it was just a passing comment, but she was joking about, we were just joking around. She mentioned how she uploaded a video on the same day as Wembu, and all of her comments were about Wembu. So I know it's not me, the only person who, to some people, only exists, in relativity to a guy. And she got this, tired look on her face, and I felt really bad for her. Because she is so insanely talented. Jumper Who is the GOAT. She is the GOAT. She is so incredible. Just absolutely amazing at what she does. Her videos are so good, so well thought out, so incredibly edited and put together. She's so locked in and dedicated and disciplined with what she does. And also just a fun friend to be around. And, it sucks that she puts all this work into this crazy project, and the comments are like, Wembu uploaded. What the hell? So I know it's not just me who experiences this and feels this way. And another little thing was I started seeing after, a little while, I started seeing people thinking that I was not a content creator, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's a completely understandable assumption. I don't know QSMP, I don't watch it, I don't know any of the people on there. But I assume there are other content creators who have partners that aren't, that aren't streamers, aren't YouTubers, who don't do Minecraft. I'm sure there are people who just have IRL partners. But it was still that feeling of, I've worked so hard to establish myself in this space that is dominated by men, and to be seen as equal to them, just to be reduced to not even existing. just people assuming I'm not even, I'm just, I don't know, like this anonymous person. But I'm not. I'm right here. And I work really hard. And that's nobody's fault. Because nobody was consciously deciding to assume that I'm, not a content creator. Nobody sat down and was like, nobody was like debating in their head, like, should I Google Squiddo? No, people just made an assumption based on stuff they already know. Like other people have partners who are off camera. And so I'm not angry at anybody whatsoever. Like, that is not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about how it made me feel. Not a bad thing that they did. It made me feel weird, but that's why I took time to adjust. And I'm sure there are people who are thinking, Squiddo, you can't complain about being viewed as Ashwag's girlfriend if you do so much content with him and you talk about him so much. But Ash is a big part of my life. I love Ash. I love him. And I love spending time with him. And he loves spending time with me. And it's not fair that I shouldn't be able to talk about something that makes me really happy. And I shouldn't be allowed to work with somebody who I love because I'm getting harassed over it. I should be able to do that with people just being normal. And yeah. There were a few other things that, like, it was, like, it made me upset seeing it, but honestly, it's not, like, a big deal. It's not, like, worth complaining about. I guess I'll mention it anyway, though, for being honest. When Ash joined, I got this feeling of, like, well, even if there are people being weird and being like, Squiddo's ruining our ships, or like, oh, that's Ash's girlfriend from real life. Even if there are people who didn't really know me, maybe one or two could come over and say hi. Maybe some people will get to know me. That would be nice. But I also saw, okay, this one's a little more tongue-in-cheek. This one's a little more, like, less serious. The things I spoke about before are pretty serious. This one is less serious, so please don't, like, freak out about this too much. Don't spike your cortisol over this one. Because I also thought it was kind of funny, but also kind of confusing. I was like, how do I feel about this? This is a situation where I was like, how am I supposed to feel about this? I've never seen this before. I, like, this moment Ash joined QSMP, because we were in the same spaces, and we have been in the same spaces for the past 2 or 3 years, I see a lot of Ash stuff, and he sees a lot of Squiddo stuff. As soon as he joined QSMP, my timeline was filled with Ashwag making out with strangers who I've never met. I was like, how do I feel about, what the heck? How am I meant to feel about this? Nobody really teaches you in school how you're meant to feel about strangers on the internet during your boyfriend getting freaky with a stranger. Nobody really tells you how to feel. And I try to be really open-minded about everything when it comes to fandom. I used to be in fandom spaces when I was a kid. When I was like 11 years old or 12, I used to go on Tumblr and look at like fan proof or whatever the hell, like Dan and Phil proof. It was a long time ago, but I try to be open-minded because I understand. I've been there and I understand that for a lot of people, shipping is just a way to express and explore your sexuality in a safe and really fun way. So I'm not anti-shipping, whatever. It was just very, like, confusing. Like, how am I meant to feel about this? How am I meant to feel about this? And part of me was upset because, like, I'm not on this server. I can't introduce myself to these people. I can't be like, hey, I'm also actually a content creator. I'm not just some faceless woman. I'm Squiddo. I'm actually Squiddo. And, this is my character. I use any pronouns. La la la. I couldn't do that. But part of me felt like I don't even get to be the girlfriend. Doesn't that kind of suck? I don't even get to be the girlfriend. But that one's less serious. That one was a lot less serious than some of the other stuff I saw. Especially with people treating me like I was just this obstacle. The shipping stuff was like a lot less bad. That was like, oh, okay. It was definitely confusing how I'm meant to feel about it. But everything coming together, like all of it at once, of people like not understanding my gender, of people, like, not having any control in the way people perceive my gender. That's how I should phrase it. Like, not having any control in the way people perceive my gender, not having any control in the way people perceive me, and getting weird comments about people who would essentially just wish me out of existence and make, like, wrong assumptions about me. It was not the majority of people. It probably wasn't. I'm sure most Ashwag fans were, like, normal. But it was still to an insanely large scale that I hadn't experienced before, where it was, like, thousands of people instead of one person. And it was, like, shocking to see. And, like, what the heck. I'm not angry at anybody, though, or I'm like, let me be really clear, because the prejudices we have against females and non-males are not something that anybody chooses to have. They're not something that anybody wakes up, well, I'm guessing anybody in the community, maybe there's some freaks out there in real life, but for you guys, I know you're all chill people, and I know nobody wakes up thinking like, today I'm gonna put down a woman, today I'm gonna make a woman feel bad and not engage with her. Nobody wakes up and thinks that. I hope. I hope. The preconceptions we have about people are drilled into us since the moment we are born. And I'm guilty of it too. So I'm not angry or upset at anybody. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that exists now that I didn't agree to, that I didn't want, but that I have now. That I'm the girlfriend of somebody who has a fan base that's now 20 times my own reach. And that's going to lead to weird consequences. And that's just something I've got to adjust to and get used to. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for what that meant. I didn't think people were going to talk about me whatsoever because I'm not on the server, but I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's just a thing. I didn't think anyone was going to talk about me whatsoever, but I was wrong. And I just wasn't prepared for it. And it really overwhelmed me seeing myself be put down. And I'm not the best with words. I'm really, truly not the best with words. So, honestly, you're probably watching this and being like, Squiddo, that's not even that bad. Like, okay, people were calling you a girl, and you are a girl. Whoa, shocker. Like, why are you mad about that? Why are you complaining? It was on such a scale, and I didn't know that it was going to happen. And combined with stuff that was already going on in real life that was really stressful, it felt a lot more overwhelming than it needed to be. And it felt like worse than it actually is, you know? So that's why I took a break, because I just needed to like I just needed to think it all through. And because in the moment my brain was all muddled and I'm like, what's going on? I needed to just take a break. And I have, of course, spoken to Ashwag about this, by the way. I've said all of this to Ash, and he was super understanding and super nice. So don't worry about that. And it definitely was, it was incredibly kind of him to listen, because this is such a big thing for him as well. And I definitely felt guilty, like, why can't I just be happy for him? Why do I have to think about myself? But of course I am happy for him. He loves it so much. He loves getting to talk to all these people. He's proud of what he's achieved, and I'm proud of him too. He's such a sweet person, and he deserves all the love in the world. And it was really kind of him to lend an ear, and he was very understanding, which was very relieving. So maybe any other female content creators who've experienced similar things, or have experienced struggles of not, really being understood or not seen as in an equal way to men. Maybe hearing that you're not, the only one, maybe that can be relieving as well. I don't know. I doubt there's anybody who's gone through the same thing as me, because this is such a niche, weird thing. Like, yeah, my boyfriend, who we're both content creators and we're both equally sized. My boyfriend joined a giant SMP, and all of the fans are I don't even know how I would describe it. Not all of the fans, but like a handful of the fans are getting things wrong about me, and it's overwhelming. That's a very niche situation. But anyway, yeah, I decided to take a break just to clear my mind and think things through. And I really did need it. And stuff in real life calmed down as well. Not going to go into specifics about that because it's literally nothing to do with Squiddo. But stuff in real life kind of leveled out a bit, which was nice. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. Side note, I feel like talking is clearing up my nose. New method unlocked. And I really thought about it, and my conclusion was, it's gonna be really hard for me to change the world. I basically can't. The world is the way that it is, and females and non-men, we get treated differently. There are prejudices and ideas about us that exist in everybody's minds, even other women. And I can't do anything about that right now. All I can do is accept it. All I can do is accept that this is the way things are. And I've never experienced it on a scale like this before. But that's what I have now. And I have to come to terms to that and be at peace with it. Because things used to be worse. And they got better. Things are better now in the content space than they were when I was a kid. I mean, look at me. Like, what about me it screams girl to you? What about me specifically is girly? Other than the fact that I am one. Nothing. But when I was a kid, if a girl was a gamer, it was like a thing. Like, oh, they're a girl gamer. Oh, and they like pink. That kind of business. And I'm not saying that it's every content creator. It's just the people who I stumbled upon when I was a child. And that's what I saw. That's what I was exposed to. But it's changed now. It doesn't have to be that these days. People like me can make videos where we build an orbital strike cannon. Right? Could you imagine that? When you know, back in like 2010. Okay, I guess like Minecraft didn't have orbital strike cannons back then. But things have gotten better. And if I stick it out, if I become at peace with the things that upset me, and I'm acknowledge that they exist, I can change them. And I can make things better for the next generation of girls or boys or whoever who want to join this space by just being me. Because I can show them that a girl or a person, that anybody, and it doesn't matter what gender you are, can make it. I can show them that it's normal for a girl to be on an SMP with a bunch of boys. I can show them that it's normal for me to be on a PvP server. I can show them that it's normal for me to be in MCC. It's normal for me to be in a Mojang event. It's normal for girls to be there. And so hopefully if I do that and I keep being myself unapologetically, hopefully any young girls watching, or even, teen girls or adults even, hopefully they see that if Squiddo can do it, then they can do it too. And by the time they get here, by the time they download OBS and, hit the upload button, all of the fans who watch me, who watch Lifesteal, will have grown up a bit and won't see it as weird for a woman to be there because they're used to it. They won't see it as weird for a woman to be crazy and just have fun because they'll be totally used to it. And then hopefully things will be better for her, for that distant, far off streamer or YouTuber who wants to do it but is too shy and thinks that she can't because it's just all guys, it's all men. She thinks that she doesn't belong. She thinks that she can't do it because she's not a guy. Hopefully she sees me. Hopefully she sees Jumper. Hopefully she sees Hannah. Hopefully she sees Jojo. Hopefully she sees any of these amazing women and non-men in this community. And with all of our work together, by just being ourselves, hopefully we can keep continuing to make this space more welcoming and less prejudiced against women. That's the conclusion I came to. So it does kind of suck that people will get the wrong idea about you if you just say like, oh, this is someone's girlfriend. It does kind of suck that people will get the wrong ideas. Or just like, even though it's completely innocent and completely harmless, they don't mean anything bad by it whatsoever. It's still kind of like, well, I wish you knew me. I wish you knew me as a person before you knew me as a girlfriend. But it doesn't matter because there are still people who like me for me. There are still people who like me outside of being Ashwag's girlfriend or Weefy's friend or Party Killer's duo or whatever the heck. There are still people who like me outside of that and like me for me. And in the moment, it felt hard to see that. But it's true. It's true. There are people who just like me for me. And I can make a positive change by continuing to do that, by being me. And once I realized that, I felt a lot more relaxed. And I felt a lot more at peace. Like, knowing that people weren't understanding me right, it didn't affect me as much anymore. It's okay if they get things wrong about me. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, and it's not everybody. And I can still reach people who don't have those notions about me. I can still help all those girls see themselves represented. Or all those non-binary people, or even all those boys. It doesn't matter what gender I am or what gender Squiddo is. I can still achieve that. And that made me feel a lot more tranquil. That made me feel a lot... Why isn't there grass here? That's creepy. That made me feel a lot more tranquil in my heart. And then after that, we went to Japan. I'm not sure how many people know this. Wait, that made it sound like it was a bad thing. Like, and then we went to Japan and that all went away. No. Japan was lovely. Yeah, I went to Japan with a bunch of the Lifesteal SMP and it was just so refreshing, you know, like... I uninstalled everything from my phone, like Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, whatever. Like, I uninstalled everything. And I spent a lot of time outside. Just, like, in nature, in the community, in cafes. I spent a lot of time just outside, away from my computer, because it was just too much. And going from that straight to going to Japan with my friends, who I love, was really refreshing, and it was totally what I needed. I mean, aside from catching tonsillitis from Ashwag, it was totally what I needed and made me feel like normal again, I guess. Like I'd felt all like but I just felt happy after that. It was so nice getting to see these people again. It was so nice getting to see Ash in person again. I really missed him. It was so nice getting to see him again. And also, it was really nice getting to see Zam again. She's such a bundle of sunshine and joy. Zam is just a delight to be around in every single way. She is an absolute, just literally ball of sunshine. She giggles at everything. Everything's fun and games to her. And just really cheered me up so much getting to see my friends again. And I have a lot to be really thankful for. It made me think about. I have one of the most understanding, kind, and loving boyfriends in the whole world. No, I have the most kind and loving, understanding boyfriend and partner in the whole wide world. And I could not be more thankful for that. And I have an amazing best friend in Prince Sam who just lights up the room even by being in it. Whose laughter and smiles and jokes. What is that in the background? What have I built? Made the trip so much more fun. And just an incredible group of friends. Like, all of them. Everybody was so nice to be around, and everybody, it just was so refreshing. And what's more, I have the best fan base on the internet, genuinely. I have truly the best fan base on the internet. How have I gone 6 years without experiencing something on this scale? It's because you guys are the nicest fans on the internet, and the most real and the most normal. You guys are... nobody could ask for a better fan base than you guys. You're respectful. You listen. You're considerate. If I say, like, I'm sick, I need some time, all of you guys are like, take as much time as you need. Hope you get better soon. You're all so nice. And I could not ask for anything more. I have so much to be thankful for. And there's no point worrying about these things which I can't change. There's no point of worrying about it. But I can help change it a little bit for the next generation. And that's what makes me feel relieved, and that's what makes me feel happy. So that's where I was. That's what my break was. And it probably sounded pretty silly, honestly. Like, that's what you were upset about? Really? Like that? But just keep in mind, it was like the cherry on the cake of stuff that was already really overwhelming in real life. Like, I was already having panic attacks over other stuff in real life, and this was like, okay, I got a timeout. Maybe not panic attack, like, I was really, really freaking out about stuff in real life, and this was like the cherry on top. So, if it sounds like, bro, why is that what made you take a break? It wasn't just that. It was other, like, serious stuff in real life. But yeah. I'm saying this because I think it's just good to talk about this kind of thing, and I was really inspired by Zam and Rec. And I really hope that any other marginalized people who feel like they can't chase this amazing dream of becoming a YouTuber or a streamer or a content creator because of something they were born with that they can't change, I hope they know that they don't have to feel that way. And if I can make it, I'm a dumbass, bro. If I can make it, anybody can make it. And we're all in this together. And we're all going to make things better together too. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Once again, absolutely no hate to anybody. Don't get mad at your friend for calling me Ash's girlfriend. Don't get mad at one of your followers for being like, oh, I wish Squiddo wasn't ruining my Tumblr ship or my Ashwag, whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, like what is it, like Ashwaron something? Please don't get mad at anybody about that. Nobody chooses to have the biases that they have in their mind. And nobody meant anything bad by it. People didn't think I was even going to see it either. But I still do get shown weird stuff every now and again. And it is like, whoa, what the heck? So absolutely do not. If you want to make a positive change, if you feel some kind of energy, if you want to make a positive change and you're a fan, just go out of your way to like leave a nice comment on a marginalized person's video or stream or something, like someone transgender or a woman or a non-binary person. Not saying non-binary people aren't transgender, you know what I mean. Just leave them a nice comment. It'll make them smile. Go out of your way to support these people. If you want any suggestions, Ross Comer is working on an SMP right now I think it's called The Flight. And I think a part of that is that the majority of the cast are not men, but they're all really incredible people. I've been speaking with Ross, and I know some of the people. Incredibly talented and deserve the recognition. If you're a fan, you can ask and petition for people to include women more in the stuff they do, like even lifesteal. I really hope that we get more women added next season because we go unrecognized a lot because people just don't really think of us, you know? They just, not everybody, and it's not on purpose, but sometimes people just don't think of us because we're different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. It's just the not thinking about us part that, you know, is what needs to be rectified. I would love to see more women in lifesteal. I would love to see more women in unstable. Those guys are my friends, and I feel like they should be doing a better job. So many people watch their stuff, but there's barely any women in it. Or, you know, like, so just ask, like, include. And if you're a content creator, just go out of your way. Like, maybe you're doing a video where people react to your build or something. If you include women in that, it helps normalize us existing in the same space as you if you're a guy. And something small like that can go a really long way. And just be aware that this is a thing that exists where we're not taken as seriously and not considered. Oh yeah, another part of it was like, a lot of people who mean so well, who mean nothing but positivity and love and praise, will see me as just like silly. And it kind of stinks because I do all the same crazy evil shit that any guy would on an SMP. I'll cheat, I'll break the rules, I'll kill everyone, I'll build a murder slaughter factory. But that's all you get to be, just silly : 3. And nobody means anything bad by it. People mean it as a compliment. But it still does bum me out every now and again that you can do all this work, you can do all the same stuff as a guy would, but you don't get seen the same as a guy. Because you're not a guy. That's also part of what bummed me out. But it's okay. Because these people mean it in the nicest way. And they mean it with so much love. They mean it as a huge compliment. So I cannot be mad about it. I can only feel thankful that I have them as fans in the first place, that these people have taken the time to consider me, and that these people have had their days brightened, and I'm happy that I could do that for them, that I could make them smile. Isn't that what is the most important? Making people smile? That's what I want to focus on. So yeah, that's where I've been. Yeah, absolutely no hate to literally anybody. And I know it seems silly, but I just wanted to talk about it. Maybe some people will feel the same way, like maybe they feel this space isn't super welcoming to females. Well, you're not the only one who feels that way. But I still do love this space with my whole entire heart. I am super, super proud of Ash. And I love him more than anything in the universe. The reason I'm sick is because he got a fever on the last day of a trip. And my options were not go near him and not get sick, or cuddle and kiss him and get sick. And I made my choice. And I'm suffering the consequences, but it was worth it. I love him so much, and I am so proud of him. And none of this is his fault. None of this is anybody's fault. It's just the way that the world is. But hopefully it can slowly get better. That's what I wanted to talk about on stream. This is my honest feelings. I hope it didn't come off as like preachy or anything. I really didn't mean it that way, and I didn't mean to like make it seem like QSMP fandom in specific is evil or has this like giant problem specifically. It's more of like an everywhere everything problem. QSMP is just really big, so this just happens to be where I was exposed to it like the most. So don't send any hate to any of your friends, don't send any hate to any of your followers, nothing like that, man. It's just a thing that exists. Yeah. I'm gonna open chat for the first time. We love you. Oh, okay, that's very sweet. I was really worried people would be like, you dumbass. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. That's a lot of people. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna close it. I'm getting a little overwhelmed. Thank you. That's very, 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 very nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope that everyone can continue to enjoy Ash's content. I don't know Jack Diddley squat about QSMP, but I hope you can continue without any malice or anything. I did not mean any malice or anything like that. I just wanted to be open with, you know, how I'm feeling, and I think it's good to be open, right? At least that's the feeling I get when I watch Recraps videos, so maybe you guys can feel the same way. I hope so. Anyway, I feel like it would be weird to raid someone after this. So I'm sniffling because I'm sick, by the way. No, I'm not crying or anything. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I'm not gonna raid anyone, but yeah, please, my takeaway, please be nice to each other. No ill will. I just wanted to talk and be honest, and hopefully maybe some people feel seen, or maybe even a little inspired. And, you know, if I can do it, they can do it too. Thank you for listening, and I hope you feel, enlightened. Oh man, I'm so lame. What am I even talking about? Ugh, okay.